Hey everybody, RichGongaReplays, back to bring you some more Starcraft 2 1v1 action. UnicornJedi will be spawning in the top at Shakuras Plateau as the blue Terran. And as we had saw with Unicorn before the crazy split of his SCVs, down the bottom, spawning as red Terran will be FluidZhaoYun. We'll just call him Yun for the sake of my breath. So we will have a TvT on Shakuras Plateau. Unicorn throwing down quite an early supply depot. Does look like we have a diamond game. Move down from Masters, says Yun, so it looks like we will see quite a high level of play, I am hoping. Yun is going to go with the standard 10 supply depot. However, we can see why the super early supply depot from Unicorn, as he is going to be proxy Raxing Yun. Not sure if he is going to be aware of this. He is sending out his scout. Unicorn abusing the fact. I'm not sure if he scouted. Did he in fact scout this? He didn't. I'm sure he's abusing the fact that his opponent's going to either be here or here. He may have scouted down here. However, I don't think he did. Yun is going to scout down there, and Unicorn is going to be quite lucky in the fact that his opponent is actually down here, who's throwing down his own barracks. He will be walling off shortly. However, Unicorn's barracks will be completed very soon. He does have his gas up. Is Unicorn going to be going for the Reapers? He is dropping a tech lad. It does look like Reapers will be on the way, as they have removed the factory requirement for Reapers. So now Unicorn poking his head up here. He is going to know exactly where his opponent is. Yun bringing down another SCV to finish the wall off, get Unicorn's SCV out of there. They're playing a very nasty game of tag around Shakuras Plateau. However, Yun's barracks is now completed, and we do have a Reaper on the way with his rally point set exactly where it needs to be. So early pressure from Unicorn. Is Yun going to be ready for this? Yun does have his own SCV in the back of Unicorn's base, and he probably has a great idea of what will be heading his way very shortly, as he was able to spot that there isn't too much going on in Unicorn's base. So now we do have a Reaper on the field. Is he going to start poking his head up there? Does look like it will be shortly. We have one Marine here. He is going to start lobbing grenades at this supply depot. It was in fact canceled. So now we have Unicorn with this Reaper going to start throwing down some damage. We do have a bunker on the way. That's exactly what he wants to do. We have another Reaper on the way. We do have a Marauder on the way. Interesting choice. This Reaper taking a lot of damage. He doesn't want to lose that. However, this Marauder on the field now. This Marauder going to throw a ton of damage down on these units. This bunker not completed, and it has stalled. Has been canceled. This Marauder going to start throwing down a lot of damage on these Marines. Now this Reaper going to start poking his head back up, lobbing grenades at this barracks. This Marine is going to fall rather quickly, but not before he takes out the Reaper. I think Unicorn definitely wants to get out another Reaper to be able to jump up and down off this clip and have vision. However, he does have this barracks going down, and he does have a Hellion on the field, able to wipe out that SCV. These two Marauders are there? There are two Marauders throwing down damage on this supply depot, which finally does fall. This barracks trying to pump out as many units as it possibly can. These SCVs going to try and throw some damage on these Marauders who are focusing down the Hellion. It does fall. SCVs being pulled to try and deal with these Marauders who just obliterated that Marine. He's fell into pieces. These Marauders being microed. However, one does fall, and this one Marauder just throwing down so much damage. 6 kills like a boss. However, these SCVs attacking him freely. He was aggro to one SCV. He needs to not do that. And as he almost had to surround, Yun does look like he is going to be able to take out this Marauder. The Marauder's just way too slow, and a Marine finally back out on the field. Unicorn was not producing from this barracks that entire time because he has decided to expand. He does not have a barracks back home. He may want to lift this off. That's exactly what he does. He decides that he has done enough damage. If we take a look at the units lost tab, It is 16-5. Quite a significant amount of units for Yun versus Jedi. Most of those for Yun were in fact his SCV, so that is not a place he wants to be in. We do have a starport on the way from Yun. And a from Unicorn. He is going to exactly ask, how does one recover from such an impressive attack? He has lost many SCVs in the process. However, these mules are being dropped, so this could hold him. And we do have a missile turret going up from Jedi in anticipation of some kind of cloak banshee, which does look like that may be what Yun is thinking. Are we going to see some cloak banshees coming out? We do have a banshee on the way with the cloak. That's exactly what we have going on. Jedi having good game sense, understanding that that is probably what's going to happen, and throwing down a couple of turrets to deal with any kind of banshees that may start poking their heads around. We also have an engineering bay down, which allows for this planetary fortress and this bunker to be placed. This barracks is just chilling. It doesn't feel as though it needs to do too much. And this one tech lab just chilling in the back. Jedi asking, you do have a trick up your sleeve, don't you? Yun saying maybe, maybe not. Who knows? He is just trying to play the psych out game. This banshee going to start being super sneaky all the way around the outside. One more marine to fill up this bunker, and we do have a refinery and another missile turret going down for Jedi. It does look like he won't have too many issues with these banshees, as he does have quite a few missile turrets down. However, he does understand that there are banshees on the field now, because it is taking out the tech lab. Unicorn and banshee, seriously. A little bit of metagaming here from Jedi. Going to play his Jedi mind tricks. Fuck did not want it to attack add-on. With little tears coming out, because he does know that Unicorn has an idea that there is a banshee on the field now. So it does look like Yun may just push with all of his forces at once. Oh, don't worry, I have turrets ready, says Jedi. We do have Yun getting his expansion up. However, I feel as though this is rather late. And this banshee does have its cloak on. It is going to start poking away at this engineering bay. That is exactly what it wants to do. However, he is trying to find the sweet spots. These missile turrets finding a place to go ahead and fire on these banshees. He needs to be careful. He does lose that one banshee. We do have a supply depot going up. This banshee finding the sweet spot right outside of the missile turret. He is going to start throwing down some damage. Takes the cloak off as he realizes there is missile turrets and scans imminent, so he doesn't really need it. However, this banshee's dangerously close to this missile turret. A little bit closer, and that's exactly what's going to happen. A few more hits from that missile turret and that banshee would have fell. However, this banshee does have 6 kills on him. He's probably going to try and find a sweet spot right in here, but this missile turret is in range. One more shot from a missile turret, and that is going to be it for this banshee. It will be lights out. However, he does find the sweet spot on that particular supply depot, and the banshee does fall from one hero marine who gave his life to defend his base. What a hero marine he was. And now we do have tanks on the field from Yun, possibly siege tech on the way. It is on the way. So Yun going to be trying to abuse some kind of tank on the low ground, marines walking up to the high ground situation. It was pretty creative, actually. Yun giving props to Jedi for his opening worthy of cheese. We do have one banshee out here, and he needs to be careful, because if this Viking spots him, he is not going to fare too well, as he can't shoot air. And we do have a third expansion going to be going down for Jedi soon. I'm not sure exactly where he's going to be taking that. However, this tank is going to be down and throwing any kind of damage on any kind of ground forces that try and walk their way up. However, Jedi does scan enough to see that there are tanks with siege mode, and there are in fact at least 2 of them. So he's going to know what's up. possibly start scouting around, see if anything fishy's going on. He's probably going to take his third base, going to tag the tower with this SCV. And we do have a medevac with a Thor. That is quite a load for this medevac to carry. She is hating her life right now trying to carry this thing all the way around. And she is not going to drop the Thor as this Banshee is cloaked. This Banshee is going to know that there is a Thor inbound and have all these Marines ready for when this drops. However, Unicorn, knowing that his opponent now knows where he is probably not going to drop. He's going to go all the way around the back. I see no missile turrets up for Yun, so this drop is going to happen. However, how many can this Thor actually kill? He is not in range, so it does look like the medevac is going to drop inside Yun's main, who just starts immediately tanking away all the SCVs. These Marines are going to start falling mercilessly to this Thor, who has 3 kills already. However, this just looks like too many Marines. However, they do not have stim pack. Stim research is almost finished. This is rather late, I would say, to be getting stim pack +1 just now finishing up for Yun. I'm not sure if Unicorn has +1. He does not have +1 yet. However, he does have a third base about to land and a Banshee making his way around the back. We have 4 tanks on the outside for Yun, so any kind of forces trying to come up the middle, I don't see that going well for them. We have 2 Marines making their way across the map. The dude, why you still here, says Jedi, metagaming a little bit more. He is going to understand that there are 2 Marines coming. However, I don't see them faring too well against a planetary fortress. I'm pretty sure I just heard a battle cruiser come out. But where is it? I'm pretty sure I heard it. Here it is. Battle cruiser is operational with +1 attack. So this Marine going to hate his life in about 3, 2, 1 because he has just been killed by a Thor. If you are a Marine and you see a Thor, you probably don't want to continue, because that Thor is going to have no problem wiping the floor with you. This Banshee going to start taking the towers back from Jedi so that he does not have the massive amount of vision that he once had. This Banshee, however, around the back, and we do have a massive push coming from Yun. He is going to just allow this Banshee to do all this damage. We do have a third base down for him. However, he is marching across the map on a victory march to try and take out this third. And Jedi is going to want to get his forces together relatively soon, as this is quite a sizable force. These tanks going to outrange this planetary fortress, throwing down a ton of damage. However, this medevac going to drop this Thor on the high ground. These tanks are not going to have the damage, and the medevac falls with the Thor in it. That is not a good position for Jedi to be in. He is going to want to start rallying his forces soon. He does have 2 battle cruisers that are unbeknownst to Yun, repairing their lives away. Are these SCVs trying to do everything they can against these tanks? However, these tanks are throwing a ton of damage on this planetary fortress. But it does not look like Jedi is too worried, as he does have another battle cruiser on the field. There's just so many battle cruisers from him, and it does look like we have a Hellion out. I'm not sure if it has the Blue Flame upgrade. I don't know if it does. I'm going to say no at this time. However, Yun is recovering quite quickly. We do have 153 supply to 104. Jedi taking a 4th base with another planetary. These tanks just cannot do the damage that they need to, as these SCVs are repairing their lives away. And we have another force coming out from Yun. If he were to throw a couple more tanks in range of this planetary, I don't know if these SCVs would be able to keep up with all the damage being thrown down. However, these 2 tanks are going to completely demolish this Hellion. Essentially, the Hellion did no damage to these tanks. This tank going to start doing damage to the planetary. It is just within range. And now there's just so many tanks laying so much damage on this planetary. Jedi is being sieged. However, we do have 4 battle cruisers on the field with a 5th on the way, and this base I do not believe is known to Yoon just yet. I don't think he has no idea that this base is here yet. If he would just send one Banshee up there, he would be able to see, but he is too busy laying siege to this planetary fortress. Has he spotted this yet? I don't think he has. This one Banshee is barely just out of view. He has no idea that these battle cruisers are out here. Not even sure if he knows that there is a fusion core. I don't even know where the fusion core is. It is back here. I don't think that Yoon knows it is here. He has no idea it is here. So he has no idea he is facing battle cruisers just yet. This Viking, I can see, is probably going to go ahead and spot this extra expansion up here with the rocks protecting it. So all that particular Viking has to do is just land and start attacking. However, these battle cruisers are on their way, and these tanks are not going to stand any kind of chance against all these battle cruisers. They do have +2 attack and +2 armor, and these battle cruisers are just destroying these Marines, pulling them back, microing them away. These Marines are just falling so quickly to all of these battle cruisers, who are falling in range of the planetary fortress. We even had a buy honey come from Jedi as he just sent all of his battle cruisers, which are now being repaired by the Marines. Another command center is going to be taking a 5th base. Actually, this will be number 6 as he already has a 5th base. So now Yoon, in a desperate attempt to try and stop all of these battle cruisers, and all these Hellions rally to these battle cruisers. That turret hating his life, immediately seeing all these battle cruisers. Even a command center following up. All of these blue flame Hellions probably going to fall quickly to these tanks. There's a ton of Marines, however, with all these Marines and these Vikings and the turrets, is he going to be able to hold this off? These Marines falling rather quickly. They do have +2 attack on them. Unicorn is pulling all of his SCVs to repair, and we do have the Yamato cannons being fired to take out all these turrets. We do have +3 attack now finished on these battle cruisers, who are just throwing too much damage for all these turrets to take. Yamato cannon about to be fired. One battle cruiser does look like it may fall. It does in fact fall, but that is just 1 to every 6. There's the GG from Yoon, and there's just too many battle cruisers mixed with Vikings. There was nothing Yoon could have done at this point to stop him. He just did not have the air defense that he would have needed. So, as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, you want to go from cheese into mass battle cruiser with Viking? Works every time. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and I'll talk to you guys later.